This is how I made my first $1,000 from trading. And yes, I did that with a $50 account. My name is King Miracle. I'm a trader, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a content creator, I'm a law student, I'm a businessman. I'm basically everything that brings money. Yeah, I know, applause. Yeah. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you the strategy I use, the risk management approach I followed, and the psychology behind it. And by the end, I'm going to also tell you the secret sauce, that is the real secret of how I made this possible. Yeah? So stick around to the end, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment, and let's get right into the video. So before this whole thing starts, I'd like to give you like a little bit of background on how and why I started this. I did the challenge. It was when I was in law school. I did challenge while I was in law school, and then I was just trading. I was not active on the Telegram channel. I wasn't calling trades because of the activities, right? And I was just trading privately. And I was busy trading. I was doing my normal thing. And then something occurred to me. I was like, wait, why have we not tried to do something like, insane, ridiculous, something that people will look at and doubt, something that, because I remember when I did it, I posted a video about it. A lot of people in the comment section were like, bro, it's cap. This guy is lying. Yada, 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 yada. So I was like, why don't I do something like that? So I decided that, okay, I was going to do this challenge where I'm going to take $50 to $1,000. And what is more disrespectful than doing it while trading synthetic indices? Because a lot of people have this idea that if you are trading synthetic indices,
oh, the market, the house will always be, oh, you cannot trade very easy profitable. You know, that kind of bullshit.
So I decided that, okay, why not? Let me just show these people that, okay, it can actually be done. So I started with $50. I did this challenge. I documented everything in the Telegram channel. I'm going to drop the link to that channel in the description below this video. So just go through the description. You're going to see the Telegram channel. Join and observe greatness. Okay? So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the strategy I use. Now, I've already made a video before this talking about the strategy I use. If you go to my Instagram, you're going to see that video. If you go to my TikTok as well, you'll see that video. But let me just break it down a little bit here. The strategy I use is very simple. I use a very simple strategy, even though it's so simple that people doubt if it actually works, but it does. I trade a demand and supply strategy coupled with candlestick patterns and just basically market structure. Yeah, it's a very, very simple strategy because I think nowadays, because of the introduction of different kind of concepts, people forget how simple trading is supposed to be. Trading is not something that should be that complicated. You understand? And I use a risk to reward of 1:2 and 1:3. I don't target high risk to reward. So that in turn actually helped me with my win rate. Because before I was aiming for 100, I know how many times that I've placed a trade and market did not hit my stake profit. It reversed on me. So if anybody in this era is still telling me that, bro, increase your risk to reward, I know I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, yeah. Bro, leave my risk to reward like that. I know what my eyes me that choose to trade 1:2, 1:3. I know what my eyes have seen. So you cannot come and tell me to increase it. That, oh, I used to see your trade. Your trade used to go far. Bro, leave me with my 1:2, 1:3. I love it that way. Right? So, look aside. That was basically what I used throughout the whole challenge, 1:2, 1:3. So, I can't break the strategy down for you in this video because I've not like set up a lot of things. But I'm going to make a video, proper video, talking about my strategy and how to trade it effectively. But just know this, my strategy is demand and supply coupled with market structure, coupled with candlestick confirmation. If you need more details on it, you can go check the video on my Instagram or my TikTok. I'm going to drop a link to that video in the description below. So let's talk about the risk management. Now, the risk management approach I use is a kind of aggressive stroke, passive aggressive, so stroke conservative. Let me break all that means down. So I started aggressive. On a $50 account, I used about $15 on the first few trades. $15 risk on a $50 account is high. That's why I say it was kind of aggressive. So on the first trade that took me down to about $150, I was risking $15, right? So when I crossed that threshold of 120 down to $150, I maintained my risk of $15. Now $15 risk is no longer, aggressive because it's just like a 10% risk management. So people will see 10% as aggressive. I don't see it as aggressive. If you are trading prop firms and all of that, yeah, 1%, of course. Yeah, but me trading a $150 account, I can't be risking 1% on that. I believe my system enough so that it can withstand 10% risk. So let's continue. Once I started approaching that $200 to about $250 margin, I increased my risk to about $20. And I started risking $20. Basically, it's just a 10% risk So once I reached $300, I increased my risk to $30. But once I reached $500, I didn't increase my risk to $50. I did not do that. I know it's supposed to be like a 10%, but I didn't do that. I began to be more conservative, right? And that is where big capital comes in. A lot of times people say that, oh, the way you risk small account is going to be the same way you handle big account. No, it's completely different, right? Because the risk management approach I use from $50 will not be the same I will use when I reach $500. So when I was at $500, I still maintained that $20 risk. Yeah, I maintained it. I was just, trading more conservatively because I've gone too far to retrace back. Yeah. Now, you see this thing I'm saying? That period was like the most disciplined I've ever been in my entire life. Apart from when I was preparing for bar finance, I've never been that disciplined in my life about anything because the risk management had to be in check. Psychology had to be in check. I had to check my emotions. I was trading and I'll take a loss. I have to hold myself not to revenge trade. I had to limit myself to certain trades per day. It took me so much to do that challenge, but I was so determined I was going to do it. So I locked in. I was focused. I ignored my emotions. And thank God I did it, right? I don't want to state that. So let's continue. When I reached about $700 to like $800, then I increased my risk to $50. Yeah. And then from $800, $700, it was no longer hard anymore. $50 risk, 2-3 trades, I reached it. And that was how I was able to hit that $1,000. It was like a moment of excitement for me. I remember the joy I felt. If you go to the Telegram channel, you will see the last video there. I was so happy, right? Because it's something that I've always dreamed of. Making your first, like if you ask a trader who is coming, making your first $1,000 is like a dream come true. First of all, it's your first $100. Really, if you're coming from where I'm coming from, where we are not used to, having that kind of capital. I was used to $10, $15. So seeing $100 was big. Then I'm now seeing $1,000. Nah, it was crazy for me. It was like a dream come true. Even though now I've passed that, $1,000 now to me is just another figure. My aim right now is to hit the $10,000 margin, and by God's grace, I'm going to hit it. Definitely going to hit it, but it's a gradual process mostly. Yeah, the psychology behind it, psychology behind the trade, the psychology behind the challenge was a tough one. Yeah, because I had to be like in the best state psychologically that I had to be. I had to be like physically, I had to be psychologically fit for that challenge because, like I said earlier, it was tough. Yeah, it was like one of the toughest period of my trading career. I was so locked in. I was so determined in making it happen, and inshallah, we did it. So the psychology was that, first of all, one thing that helped me boost my psychology was that I wasn't broke when I took on that challenge. I was not hungry. I was not in a hurry. Yeah. Because I did that challenge in about 14 days. Was it 14 days? I can't remember again. The channel, if you check it, it's there. Right? I was not in a hurry. I was not broke. I was not hungry. I was in school, but I was not hungry. So it actually helped me because I was not in a rush. Because normally, me, I'm the kind of guy that I don't compound. I withdraw my profits. But since I didn't need any profit then, so I was just trading and trading and trading till reach the $1,000. Yeah. So I think that aspect of not being broke and not being hungry actually helped me reach my goal. And of course, you guys know now I was not doing jobs then. Back then, I was not doing my jobs because I was focused on school then. I didn't have time for my jobs then. But I also I had time for creating. I had time for people who were doing their jobs. I was attending to them. Right? I was helping them, do their jobs better. People who are doing remote jobs for me because I teach remote jobs and I teach traders how to get these remote jobs. Traders who are struggling with capital and all of that, I teach them how to get remote jobs that they can use to support their trading. So if you want something like that, if you want to teach you, just comment the word remote. I'm going to help you. In doing that, I wasn't broke that period. That boosted my psychology. I was not in a rush. That helped my psychology. One thing you need to understand is that money, if you have money while you are trading, it gives your psychology like a very strong wall. Because imagine someone who is struggling to feed, what kind of patience does he have to like wait out an account from $50 to $1,000? Most likely would have withdrawn it halfway or quarter into the journey. But the fact that I had money, it was like a very strong mental wall for me. So if you don't have money as a trader, I advise you get money. If you have money, trading becomes so easy, trust me. So that was the psychological part of it. Now, the secret ingredients that nobody will tell you. Let me break it down for you. I didn't do it once. It's not something as if I just woke up, I funded $50 the first try, it went my way. It did not. I didn't do it the first try. I did about 3-4 times before it actually cleared. I funded $50. I will take it to about 500, 300. I'll make a mistake. I'll go back to the beginning. Just that the next time I'm doing it again, I will not make that mistake I did previously. So I will 450. I will try. Maybe I'll reach about seven. I think there was time I did $700 and I lost it again. I had to start from the beginning again. Right? I did about 4 times, 4 good times before I could finally hit the $1,000 margin. And I feel like nobody's going to tell you this. And I'm not going to be the one to come and tell you that, oh, I did $50 to $1,000. So you can carry your $50 last card and go and fun. My dear, you're going to cry because it's like your psychology will be fucked up. So I did not do it with my last card. It was something that I did like a mistake. I did few mistakes before I eventually hit that $1,000. I hit that $1,000 margin. So yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions concerning how I did it, or the psychology, or the risk management approach, or maybe it's my strategy that you have a problem with, you can drop a comment, ask your questions. I'll be in the comment section. I'm going to be answering all your questions as best as I can. So that is it for today's video. If you have any video ideas for me to make that you'd like to see, still comment it below. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.